Hey, everybody, welcome to our Lunch and Learn. I am proud to be blessed with the presence of Vanessa Hunter today. And oh my gosh, guess what? They just put something on my desk.
What
and this is a Lunch and Learn, right?
What is it?
Well, I was going to share pictures. You know what? I'm still going to share pictures. I do want to show kind of.
What did they put on your desk?
Well, oh my gosh.
Oh.
Fresh off the smoker. Ribs.
Ribs.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to contain myself. I'm just letting everybody know, I have food issues. If you know me, I don't know if I can contain myself and not eat those.
That was wicked of them to wait until we actually went live and then they slide it in there.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree. And they were just outside. Every Wednesday we cook for everybody. And this is kind of what I'm missing right now is that. That's what's on my desk. Yeah. So, what I want to know is what's for lunch for you today? It looks like Juliette's having peanut butter.
Good morning. Good morning. Peanut butter with honey on rice cakes. Wow.
Yeah. Yum. Love that. No doubt about it.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Kurt's with us today. Good to see you, Kurt Tufert. He's helped us out with this presentation for sure. He's a rock star in the recognition world and the corporate arena, no doubt about it. So, anyway, I'm almost ready to get to this. How about you?
Well, I think let's give it one more minute because I see that people are trying to get logged on through Facebook. So that is one of the issues. So we'll give it 1 second and then you guys know where to find this. If for some reason you missed the beginning of it, you can always find it on YouTube afterwards on youtube.com/mailbox power. But in the meantime, Joe, I have tea. So far, this is lunch. I have tea. So you've got ribs over there, and I've got a little bit of honey green tea.
There you go. And
Caesar salad with homemade croutons. Delish.
Homemade croutons. I haven't done that. My goodness, that sounds fantastic.
Sounds really, really good.
I like
really
bread.
Good.
I like food,
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get started.
Perfect. Let's do this. So what are we going to talk about today?
The real magic of recognition. And Joe, you and I talk about this all the time, how that some people have a gift for making people feel special and making people feel acknowledged and making them feel important and making them feel like they matter. And for those people, and then there are others in the world that walk around without ever having an acknowledgement or any kind of kudos for what they do in life. And whether it's their job or being a mom or being a dad or whatever it is, there are so many people that just don't get that, don't get the recognition for the things they do on a daily basis. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the magic of that. We're going to talk about why it's important. And we're going to give you some ideas, depending on your industry, as to what you could do to kind of recognize people and make sure that they know that they're more than just an asset to your business, that they're actually a person and you recognize the fact that they're a fellow human being and that they have feelings.
Yes, for sure. One of the things I like to say is that it's about people, not employees, not customers, people.
Yeah.
And people want to feel special. And they want to be recognized. And if we'll do that for them, they'll be with you forever. And I do love that, it's so easy to do. It's just going from the thought to the action. And that's one of the things we provide at Mailbox Power is that thought to action can be like that. It really, really can. And, like you were just saying, just when somebody feels special, they'll move mountains for you, literally.
They really will. And I think, Joe, if more businesses acknowledge the role that their frontline workers play in their actual business and the profitability of the business, if they understood that people who feel appreciated will always go the extra mile for you, they'll always stick their neck out and do the unexpected for you, even when you're not looking, even when you're not there to, lean over their shoulder and make sure they do things right. They will do things right out of respect for you and out of the fact that they feel respected. And that's a huge clue here. So let's, we're going to start off, we're going to mix it up a little bit because we always have Mary Kay Ash in our presentations. And today is no different, but I want to plant this seed in people's head on the front end of this presentation because that's what this is all about.
Absolutely. And we have this slide. It not only follows us around, but we take it with us wherever we go because it is so important. And for those of you that don't know who Mary Kay Ash is, Mary Kay Cosmetics, pink Cadillacs. Are you kind of getting it, right? One of the smartest businesswomen of all time, really strong entrepreneur and built a huge business. And she says, everyone has an invisible sign hanging around their neck saying, make me feel important. And never forget this message when working with people. And I've really tried to consciously lately, when I'm talking to someone, actually visualize them with that sign that says, make me feel important.
Yes.
It changes how you interact with people. It changes your mindset and allows you to kind of dip into that place where making someone feel important. Why is it important? And why would I do it? And of course, we're going to give you all those answers today if you don't already know. But anyway, I do love that Mary Kay Ash, and I'm really thankful that we put this up front. We usually put it at the very end, but it belongs here right now. And when we talk about recognition, this could be it should be employees for sure, but this could also be your customers. This could be any genre of business. So don't rule out. Don't think this is just for your customers. We're really going to talk about employees today as well, but really just about people and making them feel important.
Exactly. So I know that this slide has a lot on it, Joe.
That's a lot of words. I think I'll make it full screen.
It's got a lot on it. But I want to answer the question of why we should develop a culture of recognition in the business. And there are a lot of things that go into this, but most of all, you want to recognize that people are important to you and you want to make them feel like the job that they do on a daily basis is meaningful, that they're not just, tick tock, time to make the donuts, but that it actually is very, very important that they joyfully do their job. And I think that that's a little bit of a different approach than a lot of people who work 9 to 5. They don't always have that approach. They don't always joyfully do their job. They don't always wake up on a Monday morning saying, I can't wait to get to work to see who I get to help today. And that's the kind of culture you want to establish in your business, because ultimately that's what makes your business more profitable. Happy employees, happy sales agents, happy customers, all go into making your business more profitable. And that's what the bottom line is for all of this.
I couldn't agree more. I want you all to think just for a second about someone you dealt with in a business that didn't particularly wake up on the right side of the bed that day, so to speak. We've all dealt with them, right? We all know who they are.
Yes.
And when you start thinking about that, you're like, wow, I wish that employer or that, government agency or whoever would have done a better job of, making sure that somebody was happy when they came to work today.
Yeah, no kidding. So, Joe, if you look at this stat, 37% of the people report that highly personalized recognition, which, by the way, we are experts at, highly personalized recognition motivates them to perform better. We all do better when we know that people are noticing what we're doing, right?
That's right.
And then the other one is that companies who adopt a recognition-rich culture report a 31% lower voluntary turnover rate, meaning that once they gain employees, train employees, and recognize the importance of their employees, they have a much lower turnover rate, which again results in profitability because you don't have to waste all the time retraining and rehiring and filling up that funnel again. Once you have an employee, a loyal employee, they will do wonders for your business.
Yes. And I want everybody to stop and think about where we're at right now. This pandemic thing is moving on, and employers are trying to woo their employees back. My gut tells me that those employers who really took to heart and made their employees feel good while they were there probably are not having any problem of any kind getting those employees to come back to work. But those that didn't, I'm guessing, are probably struggling. And I know many, many businesses are struggling, and some of it's monetary based, but a lot of it, I think, is culture based and, of course, recognition based. If you recognize your employees for the good job that they're doing all the time, this isn't kind of a flash in the pan kind of a thing you need to do for your business. This is something you have to think about, put some thought into, and just go execute it. It's really easy to do with our system, but it's not a one-time thing. It's sort of some consistency to it, for sure, to make people feel good on a consistent basis, because we want consistent performance, right? And consistent smiles and consistently happy people.
Yes. Now, I will caution, there is one caveat to this, Joe, and that is that you don't want to just, sprinkle sunshine and rainbows through the office every day, because that's just disingenuous, right? That's just not, that is like, oh, here she comes again, Susie Sunshine. That's not what we're talking about, although that might be great to appoint somebody as Susie Sunshine in the office. So that might be a great strategy for you. But what we're talking about is data-driven recognition. This isn't where you play favorites. This isn't where you think, oh, I just think this person needs some recognition. This is data-driven recognition, meaning that when they're doing a good job, and it can be a small good job, it doesn't have to be like a big deal. They don't have to be like the top salesperson for the whole year and you wait a whole year to recognize them, but you can do data-driven things. One of the things I used to do when I ran a customer service center was that we would recognize the person that handled the most calls for the day. Like, that was a big deal. They successfully handled the most calls for the day. Or we do customer service satisfaction surveys and give awards to the person that received the highest satisfaction marks for the week. So all kinds of little things that don't require a big investment of time. They're based on data that you're probably already collecting, and they can make people feel amazing that you actually took the time to recognize that what they're doing on a daily basis. And keep in mind, guys, customer service, well, I don't even know how they handle it. They're amazing at their jobs. Anyone who's doing a customer service job is absolutely amazing for all the different things that they have to juggle. They have no idea who's on the other end of that phone when it rings, or on the other end of that email when it comes in, or the text or whatever. And they handle this stuff over and over again, all kinds of different problems, all kinds of different challenges, and they put a smile on their face and satisfy your customers. So recognizing the fact that they do that on a daily basis is super duper important. I want to point your attention to the very last stat, Joe, if you can throw that up.
Oh, yes.
Data-driven recognition doesn't require a huge commitment. In a recent survey, 1,000 US-based full-time employees, 75% of employees who were recognized by their manager once a month reported being satisfied with their job. Okay, recognized by their manager once a month, 75% of them said they were satisfied with their job. 85% of those who were recognized weekly reported being satisfied. So you can see how it makes a huge, huge difference when just as a manager, you recognize the employees. So as you're sitting there as the owner of the company, you're like, well, that's what my managers do. No, that's what your managers are supposed to do. It may or may not be what they're doing if you're not doing it for them.
Yeah.
So it starts at the top and it rolls down, right? You
Yes.
can't just expect that, well, my managers take care of my customer service staff. You know what? What are you doing to take care of that manager? Because it rolls down. An appreciated manager appreciates the employees.
That is exactly right. Unfortunately, I've known a few business owners that were like, well, that's what I pay them to do.
Oh, I know.
What did you just say? Oh my gosh, I'm going to run for the hills right now. So, no, you didn't say that, but it's true. They think that way. And you know what? I'm just going to leak a little bit of information about me. When it comes to hiring an employee, I feel like I'm hiring I'm bringing in a new family member. I'm bringing in somebody that's special to me and is going to be special to all of, the people that use Mailbox Power, to every person that's here. And it has nothing to do with that's what I pay them to do. Well,
Right.
no, they're a part of the family, and that's kind of the whole deal, right?
Well, I have heard that many, many times too, Joe. You're bringing up a great point. Like, that's what I pay them to do. They get paid to do their job. They do get paid to do their job. But wouldn't you want them to do their job exceptionally well? And that is an assumption you're making. They get paid to do their job adequately.
Yes.
And if you want them to do their job exceptionally well, then you need to draw that out of them, because people only perform at their highest level when they feel like somebody's noticing what they're doing.
That's exactly right. Yep, absolutely.
So, all right, let's move on here and give you some ideas on some recognition that you could do. And this particular slide is for employees or general business, but here's a couple of things that you could recognize people for. And I'm sure you all have your own ideas, and we'd love to see those ideas in the comments as well if you have other ideas in addition to these. But longevity to the company, loyalty to the company, that should be a no-brainer. Joe talks, I'm going to give you a platform, Joe, for just a second. Talk about birthdays for a second.
Birthday marketing couldn't be more important in today's day and age. It really couldn't. I spoke to a group of sales folks this morning, and 2 of them had reported that because they sent a birthday card to somebody, they got a phone call and they got a job out of it. That is a big deal. And all they did was literally recognize somebody on their birthday and help them celebrate that special day. Here in America, we still celebrate birthdays. And I know that most of the world does as well. And if you will participate in birthday marketing, I promise, thank you for the soapbox, Vanessa, but I promise it will help your business. And employees are included in this. This is not just your customers. Remember, we want to celebrate the lives of all people around us. And it doesn't matter if they have the title employee or a customer or vendor or whatever it is. Just celebrate lives and use this birthday mechanism. And I don't care how you do it. You can go handwrite cards all day long, or you can use ours where it's a set it and forget it. Just do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, in addition to their birthday each year, you want to recognize their anniversary with the company. I think it's really, really important that you recognize that. It's so funny. I've just had the opportunity fairly recently to talk to a bunch of people who were they're retired, and they were talking about like some of their most memorable like milestones in their careers. And all of them had a story about like their 10-year anniversary and their 20-year anniversary and what they got on those anniversaries. And it doesn't take much, guys. Do put a little thought into it though. Like, your 20 years should be better than the 10-year.
Yes.
And here's the other thing. Be consistent. I worked for a company once, Joe, that was be consistent with whatever recognition you are giving out. Be consistent with it. Do it across the board. So I once worked for a company. Actually, I have the award still. I got recognized with this big crystal thing. I should have grabbed it earlier, but this big crystal award for 6 years of service to this company, right? 6 years of service. I get this beautiful crystal award. I got nothing on 7, nothing on 8, nothing on 9, and nothing on 10. So why was 6 so special?
Yeah. Because somebody woke up and thought it was that day.
Because they put somebody in charge who thought it was really important, and then that person wasn't with the company any longer, or they changed their priorities or whatever it was. And all of a sudden that whole program went away. So I think it's very, very important to be consistent in your recognition of people, and specifically for longevity to the company. Their 1-year anniversary, their 2-year, their 3-year, every single year should get better and better in terms of recognition. And maybe even those first 4 years are like card and brownies and things like that. But those milestones, those 5, 10, 15 years, if you've got someone working for you for that length of time, you better do something nice for them. That's a lot of time, and they are representing you and your company. every single day. So the next thing on the list is providing excellent customer service or enhancing the customer's experience. And again, this doesn't have to be over a year of work. This could be weekly. Like, who enhanced the customer experience? Maybe there's somebody that all the other people in the department vote for, because they know, believe me, employees talk to each other all the time. And so nobody's more aware of who's being the most helpful than their fellow employees. So maybe you have them vote for something like that. And it's not something just picked by you, but it's picked by your customers, or it's picked by their fellow employees. That type of recognition goes such a long way when you're picked out and recognized by your peers.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes, it is a big deal. I follow Southwest Airlines because my fiance is a flight attendant there. They do an exceptional job of recognition. So not only like on their birthday, when they log in to their iPad to figure out what's going on for the day, it comes up and it says happy birthday. And they have anniversary ones that come up. They also send a birthday card. And the one I love the most, it's, what do they call it? It's called a kick tail. So like you're kicking tail, right? Oh, okay. So kind of fun in the airline space, but if an employee recognizes another employee, they get what's called a kick tail. Or a customer recognizes that employee, they get what's called a kick tail. And I just think that, one of those companies that's doing it right and consistently, is like Southwest Airlines.
Yeah.
They get it. Obviously they're people with the big hearts and love, and you would look at that company and go, yeah, they should be doing that for sure. That fits their brand really, really well. But employees strive to get a kick tail.
Yeah.
Oh, if I do really good, somebody might recognize me and I'll get a kick tail, and that's a big deal. Well, that kick tail is really recognition. Yeah.
It's awesome. I love that. And a great company, and consistently high on employee satisfaction.
Absolutely.
So another one is safety. You might be sitting here thinking, well, what can I do for my guys in the warehouse? Well, record number of days without an incident. Safety is a huge concern for you and your company and your insurance and everything else. So that's another way that you can recognize them. Or, record number of days without a missed shipment and things like that. You can recognize all kinds of things. Another one is Culture Crusader, which is promoting positive culture within the company. Joe, I had a nephew that just graduated from high school, and he won the Ohana Award for spreading positivity among his classmates, which I thought was really, really cool.
I love it.
Yeah, very, very cool. And then exceptional performance. Obviously, if somebody does something fantastic or executes your plan with precision, then you want to recognize that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome stuff.
So, and here's what I really want to stress when it comes to recognition of employees is they work hard for you. Don't give a compliment and then discredit it. So don't be like, yay, publicly, and then behind the scenes, well, you could have done this and you could have done this and you could have done that. That's not the time. You do recognition. There's a post-mortem on any event that you do or whatever. And so make sure you divide those things and sandwich any kind of constructive criticism between compliments and recognition.
Yep.
So there's that. Moving on here. How about real estate, Joe?
Wow. If I were a broker, let me tell you, I would be doing some of this for sure. Especially in real estate. I mean, when we talk about real estate, I think that, people come in kind of blind a little bit or blissfully unaware. I got my license. I'm going to go work for a broker and they're going to give me leads. I'm going to be out showing houses and selling houses all day long. And oh boy, this is going to be great. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they find out, oh, it's about your sphere of influence and you need to learn to market yourself and you need to go do this.
Yes.
But it always, there is a process to that. And if that broker will recognize somebody doing well, the chances of them sticking around are really, really good. And the chances of them doing it again are really, really good because really, I think we've said this, a behavior recognized is a behavior that will be repeated. Mm-hmm. Now, I would really like for somebody to get their first listing right? Or have their highest contact rate, or lowest cost per lead, or be the top selling agent, or the best closing rate. I mean, I think there's so many things that they could recognize that would be super, helpful for the broker. I mean, I know any business that I've ran, I want some behaviors to be repeated. And when I look at real estate and what the broker could do to recognize what's happening in their under their license, I think this is exactly right. And I love this showing of cards and certificates. That's so easy. I mean, it's just, I mean, listen, if you're a broker and you're hearing my voice right now, you don't have to do all of the work, okay? Most of it is already done for you. If you can figure out how to get somebody's names and addresses in here, you're in really good shape. The rest of it's kind of a no-brainer.
And we actually have a tool for that too.
Yes, we do.
It's pretty easy. All right, here's insurance. And this is just, again, a few ideas, a few cards here, recognizing highest contact rate or the number of policies per client, highest value policies, highest retention rate, highest commission, any of these things for insurance agents. And again, this goes a long way. This is something that a lot of people don't see. And the fact that you notice what they're doing, the fact that you notice their high retention rate or their high policy per client rate or whatever, those are important things to the agent themselves, right?
Absolutely. And you know what insurance and the real estate community have in common is, I just want to say this out loud, all of them are entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a guaranteed check. None of them. They don't. They work off of commissions, which means if they don't sell anything, they don't make anything and they don't eat. And we have to start thinking about those folks. And in an environment like that, that recognition becomes exponentially more important when it comes to performance. And really, both of them, insurance and real estate, same thing. They're entrepreneurs. They took a chance, just like most of the people probably watching this right now are all entrepreneurs. They took a chance. Not only did they take a chance, but they worked their butts off, and they're out there selling and sometimes feeling very thankless, really, because, that check, the first 6 months, first year, could be, minuscule in comparison to what happens the second year of an insurance agent's life.
Mm-hmm.
Where if they make it to past year one, all of a sudden, all those policies that are renewing from last year are starting to add to, their, what they're getting in their check. And, certainly that's one thing. But if that broker, that insurance broker or that realtor broker can actually do something to inspire them to keep doing the great job that they're doing, this is the win for both.
Absolutely. Everyone wants to feel like what they're doing is worthwhile, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. And here's network marketing. For those of you who are in the biz, you want to recognize people for sponsoring their first customer, their first business builder, for hosting their first meeting or the call or webinar, for getting best personal volume or best team volume or any other metrics that your company finds important. And you'll know what your company finds important by looking at what they train on. What do they train to do? And you'll know once people reach those milestones, you want to set something up so that you can just plop people into a campaign. They'll automatically get that recognition from you, whether it's card and mug, card and brownies, card and certificate, whatever it may be. But you want to automate that system of recognition. Again, I want to stress the importance of consistency. You don't want, because in network marketing, people talk more than ever, right? We are some chatterboxes and we talk more than ever. And you don't want one of your team members to get recognition and then, oops, you forgot to send it to the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will, because they all take it personally and it's never a good thing. So make sure you have a consistent recognition plan, and all you have to do is set it up once, and then you add people to that contact group that's linked to your campaign, and they'll automatically go out, and you will never be faced with a situation where you're sitting there going, oh my goodness, did I remember to recognize so-and-so?
Couldn't agree more. Network marketers, direct sellers, put your ears on right now, because listen, imagine somebody new, they bring in their first customer and you send something to their mailbox recognizing that. What do you think they're going to do?
Right.
yeah, they're going to do it again because
Yeah.
they love the recognition.
Mhm.
And just look at all of that list of things. First Business Builder, all of those things is what you want to happen again and again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. And teach them to recognize the people that they bring in. So whatever you set up for your team, make sure that they adopt that as well. And then you'll just have this business of building a really, really strong culture of recognition within your team. Even if your company, they're getting certificates and things like that from your company, it doesn't matter. They want to know because they joined you. They joined your team.
That's right.
So they want that recognition. It's mostly important that they get that recognition from you. All right. Moving on to sales, Joe.
Wow. If anybody's ever ran a sales team, listen, I have. And it's just a crazy environment. It really is. It's a fun environment, though, because typically salespeople are pretty gregarious and out there and, fun to be around. But, really, again, it's that team environment, the culture that you're building in a sales team. This is the icing on the cake. This is that one thing that kind of sets them apart. Imagine you did something special in a sales environment and you've got the coffee mug to prove it now. And you show up to the meeting with that coffee mug and you set it down on the table like this is something I earned, something, I was recognized. Well, now they're going to share it. You recognize it with a card and some brownies on a coffee mug that says whatever they did. And they're going to show up everywhere with that dang coffee mug. It's going to inspire others and drive others to do the same. And, just sales environments can be tough. And, they really, again, commissions, folks that are living off of commissions can be a tenuous environment. And what you want is a happy environment where people are being recognized, even for the smallest things. You want to recognize those behaviors.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So once you set up a recognition program, you can add people to it and have shipments sent automatically as soon as the people are added to your campaign contact group or your contact campaign group. So with that, let us hear what one of our users has to say about what he's doing.
Hey, Joe, Kurt Schufer here with DXP. I am the VP of Sales Development, and I want to share with you how I use Mailbox Power as it relates to employee recognition. We've got one small group of employees, maybe about 150 of them, who are on-site. And what I mean by on-site is they're working in industrial distribution, and sometimes it's a thankless job. I've created a program where each quarter they participate in an online training through Zoom, and then they get the certificate that I create in Mailbox Power. High gloss, high quality paper. This certificate is delivered to their home address and it pops. They absolutely love that for that recognition. In addition to that, I've convinced our company, and we have about 2,500 employees, to do two things. One is to celebrate their birthday. So every month we go through a process of sending out those cards. And so the people who are in the birthdays for this coming month get celebrated on their birthday. And we celebrate their work anniversary, not just the generic work anniversary, but we're also using Mailbox Power for milestones, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year milestones. All of this is automated with the birthday campaigning and the work anniversary campaigning that we do. And so we use these three things, the certificates for in-field recognition, as well as the birthday cards and work anniversary cards. And we get nothing but feedback with power and success based on what we do.
That's a big company.
Kurt Schufer gets it.
Yeah,
He gets it. Kurt gets it. And that's fantastic. I mean, you couldn't have a better testimonial and a better example of what you're doing to appreciate your employees and make sure that they stay loyal to the company and do the best work they possibly can for the company. So great job, Kurt.
Yes. And, I got to tell you, if you're out there and you're in HR and you're watching this right now, it's not going to require hours of your day. Once it's set up, it's literally the Ron Popeil, of recognizing your folks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, Joe, you said this earlier. Just want to reiterate, behavior rewarded is behavior repeated. And that's what we're trying to get, is the best out of everybody, right? We want to make sure that people rise to the occasion, and they are far more likely to rise to the occasion if they feel like their activity and their action and their work is appreciated and recognized and even noticed.
Yes, definitely. And a word to the wise, those managers that are watching this, listen, you don't have to put it in the mailbox for it to be meaningful. You can literally walk up to an employee and just say, listen, I may not have told you this for a while, but I appreciate you. I'm thankful that you're here and you're a part of the team. You're done. It's over. Walk away. You don't have to extend it any further than that. But sometimes just those words in between some of these other things that you're doing can really, really help your cause and help that employee feel good. Don't you want to feel good when you're going to work for a team? I know I do. And I want everybody around me to feel good. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what you're seeing right now are some of our elevated gifting experiences. Obviously, we have cards and certificates and mugs and water bottles and all kinds of food items, brownies and things like that. But we also have these new laser engraved gifts. So if you're interested in any of this, please get with whoever sent you to this video, and they will help you out. Love it. Absolutely love it. Are we done? We are done.
The Lunch and Learn is over, folks, and it only took 35 minutes. Wow. I did want to share something, though. They took my plate, which really made me weird out.
No.
And then they brought it back.
Oh, with more food, more ribs, more potato, a big bun. Oh, my goodness.
And some paper towels, so I love them for that.
No kidding. Well, I guess we all know what Joe's getting ready to do. Maybe let's have a Q&A, Joe.
Okay, we're done. It's over.
I'm totally kidding. I'm keeping you from your lunch.
Oh, yeah. And if anybody decides to show up to Mailbox Power, show up on a Wednesday, because that's when we cook.
There you go. If you're going to show up to the building in person.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, you can catch this video and all of our Lunch and Learn videos over at youtube.com/mailbox power.
Thank you, Vanessa. And thank you, everybody, for giving us a half hour of your time today. I know it's the most valuable asset you have. I hope you got value from this, because that's what we want to deliver. We want to deliver value every single Lunch and Learn, something that you can take away from this, something that you can learn to grow your business, or pass it on. Help somebody else. Help somebody else grow their business. So anyway, have a great day. I love you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.